And it's
Super
past the 10 o'clock hour.
92.7
Your one family,
FM.
one radio.
One family.
Is the frequency. And whoop whoop, it's What's Good Nollywood. Welcome to What's Good Nollywood. I mean, this is where you get information about films, actors, have exclusive interviews right here with the ones that you see on your screen. The ones that you love, right? This is where it all happens. And yes, today, like I earlier mentioned, I was expecting a guest. He's here, live and direct. He's a prolific actor that shows extraordinary skill and expertise in this field. He has been seen to immerse himself grossly into whatever character he plays. He's a writer, a smooth talker, a fluffy filmmaker. Make welcome Asa Samuel.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for having me in air today. Thank you, Gift.
Hi,
This
Asa.
is a pleasure.
An absolute pleasure indeed.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I told Asa I was going to tell him how I met him on air. Let me see the actual reaction. So it was Freedom Park. It was 2020. I don't know how I remember these details.
Yes.
It was December 2020, Freedom Park. You had just finished doing Bugbemi on Phases. And I stood right behind you and I tapped you. You're very wicked. And you're like, I'm sorry. I don't like your character. I'm sorry. You think that you can get every girl that you want. I'm sorry. That was all you kept saying.
Are you serious?
Yes.
What's crazy is I do not remember. I think I kind of remember being at Freedom Park December 2020.
I think it was the Fringe Festival.
Yes.
Fringe,
yes,
Lagos
yes,
Fringe,
yes.
yes.
I remember that.
So I remember doing that to you at the food court. And then when Tosin reached out to me, I'm like, this guy. Him. But you have seen him as Bugbemi the chef on Phases by
Yes,
Danny TV.
yes, Phases
I mean,
on
so
Danny.
annoying. He feels like he can get any girl. Yes. You've seen him on This Lady Called Life. And most recently, you may have seen him at Ease.
Yes, at Ease. At Ease is on Prime Video. That was a journey. That was a journey. It's quite the journey, actually. You can see at Ease, it talks about a soldier going to PTSD, which amongst military personnel is known as combat stress. Yeah, and what's crazy is that, so amongst the general population, the people soldiers like to call bloody civilians, amongst the general population, at least in Nigeria, amongst the general population, according to the NHS, PTSD affects between 6 to 7% of the general population, but amongst military personnel, it goes up
higher.
to yes, it doubles. It goes to between 14 to 16%.
Okay.
And it's even worse when you like carry out when you like study combat troops. That's like folks who have actually faced combat. It's worse. It's worse. Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
So
did playing this character remind you of Michael Ealy's character for Colored Girls?
Not
His
really.
was a lot because he killed both his
Yes,
children.
yes,
But I mean, the
yes.
PTSD aspect of it is obviously something that we need to talk about, especially when it comes to military personnel.
Yes. And the crazy thing is, Nigeria being Nigeria, like I was saying a couple of moments ago, there's not enough. We don't have enough studies or enough statistics, to properly just figure out how bad the problem is and how deeply it runs. So, I mean, you heard me. I was quoting statistics from the National Health Service in the UK. So basically, we do not have that. But we all know the society we live in. And I will say this for certain, our military personnel do not get enough care. Even whilst they're in service and when they become veterans, they do not get enough care. And that's for certain. And so that means, it goes without saying that the amount of them that are living with PTSD, like unknowingly, will be a humongous amount. Because if it's going untreated, there's a lot of
Obviously,
exactly.
a lot
It's
of
going to
people
get
out there.
worse. It's going to get worse. That goes without saying.
Okay, so the fluffy filmmaker, pancakes or waffles? Pick one.
What?
Pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes or waffles?
Since you're the fluffy filmmaker,
Pancakes.
Pancakes.
Yeah.
Chocolate.
Yeah, pancakes.
Pancakes forever.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I want to go into your journey as an actor.
Okay.
After agreeing to take on the role, what is your usual regimen or practice that you see yourself doing to get into character?
Okay, so I'm quite a fast reader, which means that if you send me a script, I'll probably knock it off in like, I don't know, no matter how long it is, 2 hours, at most 3 hours. Just read it and stuff, especially if I do not have anything doing. But yeah, so I like to let's talk about at ease. Let's talk about. I'll use it as a case study.
Mm-hmm.
The period between me getting the call to send a video in because I'd done an audition for Natives Filmworks in.
That was your first major lead role.
No,
Was
it
it?
isn't actually.
Which one?
I know the press have made it
Yeah,
sound
it
like
seemed
it's
like
my
that's
face.
the
Yeah,
first
but that's
lead
it's
role.
not. It's not.
Which
It's
one
not.
is?
So I'll say something about myself. My Nollywood career has been interesting in the sense that I pop in and pop out. So yes, exactly. But I'd say something just to serve as some sort of marker. A film, a short film, Imo Umoran's Hard Times, a short film which I led the cast in, won the AMVCA in 2014.
Ooh,
Yes, for
that
best
is
online.
10
Exactly.
years ago.
That's
Oh,
10 years
10
ago.
years ago.
Exactly.
So you've been popping in. How long have you been in this industry for? Tell me.
10, 11, 12 years about that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That's quite a long time
Yeah.
to
So
be here.
like I started to take acting very seriously in 2013. Right, and then that won the AMVCA, and I thought it was just going to be smooth sailing from then on. But you know how things go. Right?
Yeah, but how's your journey being in Nollywood?
It's been interesting. There've been downs, but there've been highs as well, and I thoroughly enjoy it in the sense that I like to tell stories, right? I like being a filmmaker. I like to tell stories. I write around the world and all that, so I write as well. So I actually do enjoy it, but like everything else, it has its ups and downs, and the industry is the industry, which means that well, I've always known that because of the kind of person I am and just how I feel about going about my business. I've always known that it was going to take me a bit of time.
Okay, hold
Yeah.
that thought.
Okay.
We gotta go on this quick break. When
Okay.
we come back, we still have Asar Samuel right here in the studio.
Super FM 92.7.
One Radio 92.7 Super FM.
It's 46 minutes past 10 o'clock, and we're going to wrap this up rather quickly. Well, I have here with me a prolific actor, like I earlier mentioned, Asar Samuel. And I mean, we're talking about how your process, your resume, your practice.
Oh yeah, my process for getting into.
Are you a
character.
method actor?
No, so I think that word has been overly abused because people think it means a certain thing and makes them feel like, you know what, I'm dedicated to my craft and all that. But I think I'm of the opinion that whatever it is you need to get you to where you need to be performance-wise, that's all that matters. Everything else is just stuff. And sometimes, you know, it's inside out, sometimes it's outside in. You know, sometimes you build a mind space or a mindscape and then you're able to properly interpret your character from that place. But sometimes you walk a certain way and it reminds you, you know, it's different things. So there are different techniques. You know, the method just tells you that in order to be able to create a character properly, obviously there are like 3 different ones. There's mindset, there's standard. No, I'm not going to go into all that. And Adler as well. And all of them are come from Stanislavski, but I'm not even going to go into all that stuff. But basically it just tells you that, you know, you need to completely immerse yourself even in your daily life in order to be able to properly, you know, portray that character. But you know, and that's why you have some actors go on they
retreats.
go on set, exactly. They go on set and they can't even like communicate like normal human beings because at every single point whilst you're filming, they're immersed in that character, and it can make for like some terrible experiences. But I do think, as a person, that you can take some of that, you can take some of it and use it. But me, I'm not going to say that the technique I use to get into character or the technique I use to portray a character is completely the method. I've taken things from various different things, some that I've made up for myself, because I do think that we are all different. And, you know, portraying a character is very contextual. And also something that's very important, if you're going to use the method completely, it requires a certain level of, like, the amount of time it requires for you to completely immerse yourself and live your life as that person. We just practically don't have that amount of time in Hollywood.
True, I agree with you on that one.
To play Major Ifeanyi Agbo on At Ease, which is showing on Prime Video, people. To play Major Ifeanyi Agbo, I'd done an audition, like I said, with Native Filmworks, a journal audition, way back in 2021, right? But they hit me up in May this year and tell me, oh, we have a role and we think you're perfect for it. Send in a tape. I sent in a tape, and I was flying to Abuja the next morning. Thursday, flew back to Lagos. You know, I flew to Abuja to do like a screen test. Flew back to Lagos that evening, and I flew back to Abuja on Saturday. I started to film on Monday.
Oh, there's not enough time for you to have even immersed yourself in that.
Think
that's one of the disadvantages of being in Nollywood.
Yeah. So think about that. So I basically had like probably like Sunday. Because I had to come back, you know, clean house, all that. Came back on Thursday, clean house on Friday, you know, just put my stuff together
and then
go to Abuja for an indeterminate period of time, right? And then I go on Saturday. I meet with the rest of the cast. Annie Cha, Emmanuel Odunai, who plays
Rakia Ibrahim Atta. How was it working with Rakia? Is an amazing actor. I've worked with her before.
Amazing actress and just a lovely woman and human all around. It was a pleasure to meet her. I'd met Annie before on a project. I'd met Kepi Ekpeyong on a project. I just met my son in that one. The lady who plays the nurse, Yemi Olivia, I knew her because she had played my mother just like from a project I just finished, which is African Magic, something called Dust, right? And it was in this room filled with all those people, and there was also Tony Goodman. Right, who plays Annie's father. You know, Ricky Atta plays Annie's mom.
Annie's mom, yeah.
Yes, exactly, in Atish. And so all those people, and we did a table.
Plus, was that Sugar Glass?
What?
Was that Sugar Glass?
Which one? I punched? No, I have a scar on my hand. The mirror I punched is real.
Is real?
Yes, it's real.
For some reason, I thought. Can I see this
scar? I have a scar on my hand. See?
Are you serious?
Yeah, for real.
Because I mean, when I saw you punch, I'm like, okay, is that true?
That was real.
And you see, you don't do method acting. but go on. Yeah, it doesn't define. It has been.
You know, folks just put it in because they think it makes them look good.
Was that really a challenging role? Was that your most challenging role?
it was quite challenging,
Hmm.
especially with the amount of time I had to prepare. I just to get myself in the mind space of a guy who, that story is a story about someone who was torn between the two parts of his life who he considers to be very important.
Important to him, yeah.
He's soldiering. He's a
He
career
even wanted to go
soldier.
back.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
go on.
He's a
I don't
career-
want to give you spoilers. You
Yeah,
definitely should
he's
see
a
it.
career soldier, and he's family. He's a dedicated family man,
Mm-hmm.
and that him losing his man on the battlefront. I don't want to go into all the full details.
Mm-hmm,
Just completely tears him apart. He's unable to be there for his young family,
Mm.
and he's still mourning the fact that he loses all his men in his last operation.
in that, yeah.
And he's the leader of those men. A team of crack troops. Right, so he's leader of those men, a crack combat troops. He's leader of those men, and he's unable to. He feels like he needs to avenge them. So, despite the extensive injuries he suffers physically, which heal gradually, his mental injuries never.
It's never
really
gonna-
fully
yeah,
heal
healed.
until like towards the end and stuff. Where he starts to get on the path of recovery. And he's a soldier. He combined being a man and feeling like you're completely secure.
Yeah.
You're completely just. Yeah, you don't need anyone. You're completely sufficient,
sufficient,
self-sufficient, right? And
self-sufficient.
combine that with being a soldier, right, and a man of action, and you're thinking to yourself, you know what? I don't.
I
need
don't- yeah,
anybody.
exactly. I don't need
And
help.
so
I
he
can go
gets
through
into
this myself.
mental space. There's a scene where he's talking to Kepi Ekpeyon, who's the colonel, who's like his mentor in the army, and he's telling him, "I'm ready to go back to work. I'm ready."
And
I
obviously
know
he
I'm
wasn't
ready." And
because
obviously he wasn't.
He wasn't.
And that kept you saying, you know what, you're not.
So tell me, why
physically or
acting?
mentally ready.
Why acting?
Why acting?
Asa.
Well, you look at me and think I can do a lot of other things, right? I understand. I get that all the time.
Oh my God, no. But why acting? Tell
Okay,
me.
why acting? I've always been in love with acting. What's crazy is that even when I was in secondary school, I went to a private secondary school in Kano called Lufaloy Grammar School. I think in the school's archives, I'm probably like the first head boys.
Look at him go.
So even then,
What did you study in university again?
microbiology.
Look at them.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be doing things in the
I'm all over
sciences.
the place, actually. Yeah, I'm all over the place. But I think even then, I used to write like stage plays for us to perform.
Oh,
anything
stage play.
about
Now you
this.
mentioned stage or theater or film. Pick one. You have a chance to just do one for the rest of your life. Theater or film. Film. Okay. I would have thought you just said theater.
It's great. I tell you, it's great. And like that adrenaline rush you get, you can't make mistakes. Theater is like, it's very improv. You're going. There's no chord. Excuse me. Let me
Let me take a breather.
Second takes, no second takes. But that's
Isn't
why
that supposed to be challenging for someone like
it
Asa
is-
Samuel?
It is challenging. Theater is a different.
And you like
feeling.
challenges, don't you?
I do.
So why not if not?
No, I don't. I like theater. I haven't done it in a bit, to be honest, but I do like theater. I like the rush, the adrenaline rush, the complete, immediate feedback from the audience. I like all that. That's not the problem. What I think is, but theater also requires a lot of rehearsals, a lot of
It does.
dedication.
It does.
And that is very time
So
consuming.
back to why acting.
Okay, why
did you
acting?
decide
Like
to
I
do-
said, I've always loved this. I've always loved to I like to think about acting as the only career where you get paid to be schizophrenic.
No way.
I mean,
Oh my
you can
God.
be-
Okay.
be
That
many
is
different-
quite
yeah.
a definition.
Yes, it is, right? So you can be many different people and just express yourself in many different ways. And I do think that what is important as an actor, one of the things that are important as an actor, apart from learning performance and acting techniques and practice and improv and all that, what's really important is also understanding human psychology. Why do people act the way they do? I do think that acting for me is kind of like a nod to that, because every time I need to play a character, I'm the sort of guy who just tries to understand the person without judging them. Just understand.
No
where the
judgment
person is-
zone. Yeah.
Exactly. Where the person is coming from.
Their nature, nurture,
nature, exactly.
experiences.
Exactly. And also because I have like a biological background and all that, that nature nurture argument always playing in my head. And I call myself, I'm quite an ardent student of psychology. Just like how humans behave, why they behave the way they behave. How
You're
the
always
human mind works.
inquisitive to find out what is
Exactly.
going
I'm
on in their
curious
head.
about stuff. It's why, like, if you do something like in real life situations, I've been in situations where someone does me and the person expects me to be upset, but I'm just asking why. I'm more curious about that. Like, why have you done that?
Okay. Well, I mean, even though I want to go on and on to talk to you about your career, everything about, but tell me this one. I definitely want to know this. So what's your fondest childhood memory?
Fondest
In 1
childhood
minute.
Memory, fondest childhood memory. I don't know, man. I can't think about what.
How many siblings you got?
5. 6.
5. You're 6. Your mom is a champion.
Oh, she was a champion.
Oh, I'm sorry about
Yeah,
that.
thank you very much. Thank you very much.
But yes, fondest memory. I'm not going to leave that question hanging.
Yeah, fondest childhood memory will be, I don't know, I used to totally enjoy those moments when my dad's traveled for a bit because he was a businessman and sometimes he'll be out of town for a minute. And when he comes back, and it's just lovely to see him. Those were really fun because he'll come with a lot of gifts and stuff, and the house will be at boards for a couple of days
Before he goes back. Oh, that's amazing. I'm a daddy's girl, so yes, I understand.
Yeah. Me too. Lost both, sadly.
Okay, can be hard listening. I lost my dad too,
Yeah.
but we move. We definitely move.
condolences, yes.
Well, that was an interview with Asas Samuel, his film At Ease. As I'm super excited to actually watch it. I decided not to watch it up until now because I was like, let me talk to him. Let me have a conversation. Let me see where his headspace is at to know what he truly is all about. I mean, meeting you at Freedom Park the other time, like a few years ago, 4 years ago, I'm like, this guy, who would have thought, who would have known that would be
Serendipity.
here? I know. Having this conversation together right here
Yes,
on
yes,
radio.
yes, yes.
I'm glad that you came. I'm glad that you're here. And yes, I'm glad that I got to talk with you on this new project.
Pleasure.
Upward and forward, I pray thee. We're going to go places. Let's do this together.
Amen.
Yes.
Wish you the same. Wish
So
you the same.
the Super Breakfast Show has come to a close, but don't go anywhere because music is on the lineup for Viva Las Giddy. Right after that, Papa Forte and the girls and So Feel So Fun will come here, talk about love and do the most on the switch. They switch things up. Those guys, amazing. And then Yoko Dangerous and the original Siteko Chichi will also be here and they will take you on the Drive Time Show. Super Lounge will be also, I mean, it's now, love. Kenny Cole doing the things that cold people do. Talk about love. I gotta go, but I'm sure that you had a great time on the Super Breakfast Show. Join us tomorrow, 6 a.m. up until 11 a.m. right here on your One Family, One radio station, Super 92.7 FM. I leave you with this one by Burna Boy, Big 7.
Big 7.
One family. One radio. 92.7 Super FM.